Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it.
You go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them.
Melo and LeBron. That's what it was supposed to be. The battle of the two players, one and two, since high school, college. They were supposed to rival each other for years. Melo the star in the West, LeBron the star in the East. And they supposed to have epic battle after epic battle. And they never really got that. They tried to build it up. I mean, two different contrasts of players. Both are competitors. And you can go all the way back to the high school days. Bron was the slasher. Melo was the guy who was polished, who could score, skinny kid, make it happen. And he knew Melo was that guy when they played in high school against each other. So for him, Melo, Bron came out of high school. Melo went to Syracuse, won a national championship. And, Melo was just that extra guy, going to the Denver Nuggets, going to the West. They knew they wanted to have a guy out West and LeBron going home to Cleveland. And Melo was just never their guy. He was never the pick. And Melo outperformed him every year as a rookie. Every month. Rookie of the month was Carmelo Anthony. They just didn't care. He was to be the villain. LeBron is the hero. That's just what it was. It was Bron's league. You are the guy that they got to oppose him. And they never fully embraced Melo, even though they were building this up to be the rivalry for NBA Finals. That was the plan. Melo versus LeBron. This was the future of the league. David Stern had it all set out. And then, basketball happened. D Wade happened. And nobody was thinking about Dwayne Wade, but they should have been. Because D Wade came through and it was over. I mean, it was over. Now, when you start looking in comparisons to like saying, okay, what's happening here with these players and what they're bringing to the table? Seeing these two in the All-Star games. They're the best of friends, but on that court, they going to compete. Now, while Bron's getting all the love and the glamour, the success was being had by Denver at the time. They were battling Kobe in the Western Conference Finals when Bron couldn't even get to the playoffs. And, Melo and his team at that time was just better. And Bron made a decision. I'm going to Miami to join D Wade. And just Melo went to the Knicks and became public enemy number one. Because now you got Carmelo Anthony in the East with LeBron, what they didn't want. And now you got your future that you want in the West on the East. So now Melo's with the Knicks, and they didn't want that. They didn't like the way he did what he did, but it was George Karl's fault more than anybody. But they just didn't like it. So now he's public enemy number 5,000 because he did what was best for him. But they would compete. They had Tyson Chandler. They had pieces, man, in New York. They could have made some noise. But it was Bron's time. He was in Miami, and Melo was there to try to stop him. And he wouldn't let it go. You know, he wanted to compete, wanted to kick it off. But every time they got close, they brought in Phil Jackson, and Phil just tore the team apart. They came out and blamed Melo, talking about he's selfish. No teammate ever told him that, ever. Nova said, this man is selfish. Yeah, the media kept running with the narrative of trashing Carmelo Anthony and praising LeBron James. They're two different players in contrast. Melo is a complete player. He has the post game. He has to pull up jump shots. He'll tear you apart with that all day. Bron is a rim runner. He's a slasher. Two different contrasted style. He can body you, pull up anything from the baseline, go right there. Any shot that y'all uncomfortable with making, Melo was comfortable with making. Well, Carmelo's going to fight. He's going to compete. That's one thing about Melo. He's going to always compete. When I look at these two now, all I see is, man, what could have been? This could have been something incredible. Like, this could have been something spectacular. Like, this is like where it was supposed to be, you know. Then he went to the Thunder, and he was just like, oh, yeah, it's over for Melo. Like, yeah, it's over. Forget it. He's over there. But Melo was competing. But they got him out west. But at that point, they don't care no more. They got Steph Curry now. Steph comes out of nowhere, and now it's Steph's time. No one cares about the Melo Bron thing anymore. And then it just was, we're gonna send Bron to LA. Melo just a forgotten piece to the puzzle. You know, his last year in the NBA, they let him play with LeBron James on the same team. And it was the worst idea ever. Because Melo did his part. The rest of the guys just didn't do theirs. And it's unfortunate. Melo had to go, you know, join the circus of the NBA and bounce from team to team, all because they didn't like the way he went about taking care of his business. When they let LeBron do the same things and applauded him, they trashed Carmelo Anthony. And it was never fair. The man never was giving anybody any headaches or problems, except for on that court.
Linsanity has taken over New York City, Carmelo Anthony. How do you feel about that?
I love it.
Why?
I love it. I'm a part of it. I think that's what I know. That's something that I've been looking for this year. I mean, us losing Chauncey, us having the big dreams and the big goals of Chauncey returning. And I know how that situation was going to play out. But everybody been looking for this. Everybody been looking to see who was going to be New York's next point guard. And Jeremy Lin got the opportunity, and he's taking advantage of it.
If Carmelo Anthony is on the floor with Jeremy Lin, Who's taking the last shot in that game? How does Carmelo Anthony answer a question like that?
Of course, I want to take the last shot. I mean, let's be quite frank. I mean, I've been doing it for 9 years already, so I've made a ton of them.
If people say that Carmelo Anthony is a selfish player,
I don't
how do you
agree.
respond to that?
That's like a slap in the face. Never been a selfish player. No, none of my teammates that I ever played with could say that I was a selfish player. Nobody.
How does it make you feel that people say that? That they're questioning that because of Jeremy Lin and whether or not you guys can coexist?
It's a tough situation. I mean, I'm human at the end of the day, so it's like, damn, where's that coming from? Like, I know I'm not a selfish player. The people around me know I'm not a selfish player. I do everything I can to try to make people, understand that I'm not a selfish player.
Can Linsanity continue?
I believe so.
What you've seen?
I believe so. What I've seen, I mean, right now he's playing out of his mind,
That's right.
Completely out of his mind. He's unbelievable right now. When I come back, I think I can take some of that pressure off of him to have to go out there and do it on a consistent basis. I think it makes it a lot more easier for Amari. Tyson could get back to doing what he's doing, and everybody just do what they do best.
How good can the New York Knicks be this year?
We're a tough matchup. We're a tough matchup with that team. We're a tough matchup.
Now, they tried to make Jeremy Lin and say, well, Linsanity got messed up because of Carmelo. That was Phil Jackson. They came in, and before all that even happened, they did all that. And they wanted to promote the Knicks around Jeremy Lin. And Melo was just the other guy and X him out. And it was like, Melo's the problem. He's selfish. He never was selfish. He never was that guy. He was the sharing everything. They screwed him out of everything in the NBA. He's getting too close to the golden child, the golden calf. That was LeBron. Played for the Cavs. He was the guy. Look at him. David Stern put him in Cleveland so he could be at home, so he don't have to be homesick, be right where he needs to be. It's all orchestrated. So, it's just like you're not fooling people anymore. Because if that's rigged, then what else is rigged? So it's a situation where it's now a theatrical show. But when he was close to LeBron and the scoring, how do you give him away from the scoring title? Because LeBron's getting ready to pass that. We can't have somebody else there. That don't make sense. They was like, wait a minute, Melo is right next to LeBron and scoring? We can't have that. Because now it ain't going to be special. We can't have both of them break the scoring record. What we going to do? Oh, we got to tell Carmelo Anthony he's got to come off the bench. And no team wants him. No team wants Carmelo Anthony. And he got to come off the bench when he was scoring and averaging 24 points a game. Now he has to come off of the bench and can't be a starter or he won't be in the league. Like, it just didn't make any sense whatsoever. But so does a lot of these decisions that was made. Didn't make a lot of sense. So, when people are just a promise or a dream in an imaginary world, then you start to see the bigger picture, People just don't have the wherewithal to know that there's a problem or there isn't a problem. I've always tried to be fair. My whole thing with people is always be fair, you know? Tell people what they need to know, not what they want to hear. So we try to be as informative as possible. You know, they had all the players on the Knicks that LeBron wanted that could help him when he was in Cleveland when he went back there. He wanted JR and Sean because of the way they played defense together and the way they locked in. He was like, man, I need y'all. And he came and took him from Melo because the NBA didn't care about Melo. Once he went to New York, they didn't give a damn. We didn't tell you to go to New York. We wanted you to stay in the West. Since you brought your ass to New York, you're going to just watch LeBron James dominate. You'll score a bunch of points, but you're going to watch LeBron win everything. That was sad because Carmelo Anthony is by far the better player between him and LeBron James. It's not a question. Melo was that guy. Now, he wouldn't be out here probably milking it like Bron is now, but Melo was that guy. And people should put more respect on his name. Because believe me, he dealt with a lot of BS. And he went to work, took a lot of media abuse, mostly was pro-LeBron media. And they just had to talk down on Melo because they want to promote LeBron. You know, that's what they do with him. And it's not fair. That guy is one of those guys. He is that guy. Give that guy some respect, man. That's all I'm saying. Carmelo Anthony deserved it for what he had to put up with. He didn't have a luxury like everybody else. So I'm out of here. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life, Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez. Welcome to HDII TV. Too Raw for TV. Support those people doing great things out there. There's many other people who doing it great. You know, support them. I can't remember everybody. Rogue got his Nick show that he do. You know, on his live. You know, it's all good. Yes. And definitely go to my Patreon. We got some special stuff coming up. So be prepared.